So about 3 years later after Dynasty 5 release, we get our next big installment. Not only that, but it's exclusively on next-gen consoles like the PS3 and Xbox 360. Sort of, and of course I'll mention that later. Being next-gen, the game itself did a complete overhaul of its entire system of combat, introducing a new Rimbu system replacing it, inspired by old Kung Fu action movies. This was actually one of the first games I got with the Xbox 360. But of course, before we go on, like with every installment since 3, all returning characters get a new look with its new engine, some looking pretty good like Xiao Yun. And we get younger Liu Bei for once, nice. Is that Peng Tong? Is he a moth? And then we get, oh my god, is that Sun Sheng? They massacred my girl!
Feet is where death begins.
My boy Dong Zhou, he definitely looks like a pig monster type guy now. Well, not bad.
Ew. My company has dishonored me. Return home. Oh, it's hot. Return home.
Holy shit!
Say my brain. Die.
Right. Honestly, some redesigns aren't too bad. Like I said, you get young Liu Bei, and some outfits look great. Liu Bu's black armor, for example, is what the younglings call bussin'. But you are probably beginning to see something that is beginning to stand out as you see these CGI portraits, huh? Yeah, it becomes pretty obvious as you look at them. Yes, thanks to the new Rimbu system, many characters' unique movesets are replaced completely. In fact, there are 17 characters with Musou mode story. All the other characters without Musou modes are clones in terms of movesets, except Cao Chao's, who retains her trend fans. In fact, only 41 characters return in this installment without any new characters introduced the first time in the series. These 7 here won't be seen for a time, and I will admit that some of these weapon choices seem a bit controversial in replacing some weapons for longtime characters like Zahar Dun, losing his scimitar, or Sun Sheng getting a bow replacing her famous chakrams. But some are welcome, like Liu Bei finally getting his 2 swords. But why the hell did Liu Bu get, well, to speak, ninja star weapon? This is ridiculous. So why replace longtime weapon movesets and make all the other characters clones? Apparently it was easier for development of the Rimbu system, which replaces the branching attack system for the past 6 games. The Rimbu system replaces previous attack chains, allowing more powerful attacks with a meter called the Rimbu gauge. The gauge starts at level 1 and increases to level 2, level 3, and finally infinite Rimbu. Higher Rimbu levels allow longer attack strings and more powerful attacks. Long story short, you're basically always pressing the same button with the, and I do mean, the occasional charge attack to break defending. It is the most oversimplified combat to date. But to top it off, you're not actively attacking, the Rimbu starts to drop, decreasing your damage and endless combo by a few attacks. It does become noticeable when it happens. It becomes very dull. Granted, with the new skill tree, you can make it somewhat easier to generate Rimbu. That's right, this game has a skill tree which replaces the items from the last few games, which is unfortunate because now you can't start out with a new character with decent stats. They have to gain experience a few times to buy skills in their own trees. In fact, even the weapon drops are dumbed down, as well as with each of the 17 having 3 different weapons with attributes, while the clone's weapon characters only get 1. There's no 4th weapon or even a point to play a harder difficulty, since items and optional 4th weapons don't exist in this title. This game would also mark the first game in the main series to allow you to control the camera. It's a bit wonky, but works. You can still block to auto-aim the camera behind you for old school sakes, and we also do get a dodge roll from Samurai Warriors. Yes, I will get to it, and it'll help with crowd control, or getting out of combat. We get deadlock victory attacks as well, but it unfortunately replaces the bow and arrow. In fact, you can't snipe or use that feature anymore.
Oh, we make a big mistake.
Man, don't beat yourself over it too much. I did get some enjoyment out of this one.
You, right?
No, seriously, I did. See, the game looks stunning for at least its time, with its cutscenes, not to mention minus its dull gameplay. The maps are huge, and the fact so many soldiers can be seen on the screen at once without fading to nothingness in and out of the void. Even 2 players, I didn't see slowdown except for a few times. They even carry over the bases from Dynasty 5, but now we have to break the doors down and kill enough of the soldiers inside. Not all of them, but bring the number in the top of the screen to 0. Enemy officers can come in the base and increase this, and you think I would hate it due to my dislike of Empire's 4 base capture. But here I could tolerate it due to how easy it is to go on a KO spree in the bases due to the sheer amount of enemies on screen. Now, I will admit, sometimes enemy soldiers can, well, look blocky. You can see this in some cutscenes too, as if the textures are not loading properly, but this is a minor detail. This game is the first one in the series allowing you to climb ladders. and swim through the swimming parts can be an annoyance if you get juggled or thrown off a bridge and have to swim to a specific part of the map to get back up to higher ground. Speaking of high ground, the mountain levels like Mount Dingzhong do have mountains you have to traverse. It's cool the first few times, but I would be lying if I didn't admit to hating this map since there's like only one way up them, or having to summon your horse to speed things along. Another feature in this game, as well as finally being able to summon that damn horse. Duels make their return now, being real time. When 3 gongs are heard, your forces along with enemy forces will circle you with enemy officers stepping in to face you. Foot soldiers attack opposing sides that touch the boundary, and additional officers can join in. It's cool to see, but sometimes these duels ain't worth the hassle of getting stabbed from behind or the enemy officer just pushing you around. Luckily, we can end them prematurely. I don't really like the duels here because at least with 4, you get teleported to a zone and you can duke it out. Here, it's a cool concept, just not fun, especially since the CPU, when blocking, can block every direction you're attacking, unless you do a charge attack. It's like they're having a stroke. Dodging, hopping, or blocking. This happens throughout the game, not just duels. I had multiple officers in a single fight all do this at the same time. It's irritating, especially on a game that forces you with its Rimbu system to always just press one button. Yeah, just like that, you're expert.
Please, unresurrect I can get.
Hey yo! Rage tokens have been replaced with tomes that now grant a devastating skill. Mostly, like swift attack, volley, fire, true speed, rockfall. Out of all these, I find true speed sort of useless, so you can move really fast and get a unique attack. Good luck hitting an officer that's not rolling away or a big open area. And sadly, if last game wasn't stabbing your heart already, no bodyguards anymore. They are removed in this game, so no more personal little army. It's gone now. It is sad, they did come clutch in some fights in the past games. And yeah, Create a Warrior's gone too. It seems that would be a feature unique to Empire's games only now. What a shame. But let's get into the real deal here. This game finally getting the characters' names and locations pronounced correctly. Well, for the most part. A first in the series. Finally, Cao Cao is no longer Cao Cao. It's correctly Cao Cao. Now the Cao jokes can rest. Overall, the game isn't too bad to play. I got some decent enjoyment, but not as much as the earlier titles. So here's hoping the Extreme Legend adds back characters, or fixes some.
Isn't any.
What?
There was not an Extreme Legend for this installment. You got this instead.
What is this shit? A D-port?
Kind of.
There's absolutely no point in making a separate video for this. So check this, about a year later, instead of getting the traditional Extreme Legends that we're all familiar with, we instead get a game where 6 of the copycat move characters get a Musou mode. Ma Chao, Yuri Ying, Xiao Pi, Saying Hey, Tai Shi Si, and Ling Tong receiving new weapons and movesets. Saying He for one gets his claws back, okay yes, but Ma Chao gets what? Is that Fuxi's old two-handed sword from Dynasty Warriors 3? Weird, but okay. The Rimbu decreases slower, nice. Okay, these are welcome additions. Okay, this is like a better version of the game. Well, no. I don't know whose idea it was, but this is an enhanced version of Dynasty Warriors 6 with those added features I mentioned. However, it's made for last-gen consoles only. That's right, it's not available on Xbox 360 or PS3. I don't know whose bright idea this was, but holy shit, was that a mistake to deport the better version of this game on past-gen hardware. Look at this shit. I praise the graphics, the load times, and the amount of soldiers on screen, but this one has lower resolution, graphics, models, and heavy slowdown compared to the PS3 and Xbox 360 version. This also limits the number of troops on screen at once. Not only that, the OK dueling from original Dynasty Warriors 6 was removed, as well as swimming except one part on Che Bay. Here is a comparison of the same stage playing as the same character. Sure, he has his claws and the Rimbu is fixed, but my god, the lagging. And taking a base is a chore, a major chore now. Honestly, after playing 6 to jump into this port, it looks ugly as all hell. Honestly, I'd rather play the original. Hell, even Dynasty Warriors 5 runs better than this shit. And you know I would play this for sure any day over this. It's just baffling to do this, but they did it, and apparently it was due to the PS2 being widely more accessible. Okay, sure, I'll give them that. Guess you get options between the two, but no Extreme Legends. It's a huge letdown, and the enhanced version being made only for past gen really hurt it. Dynasty Warriors 6 did a lot of changes, drastic ones, with the character redesigns and the whole Rimbu system, and the copy-paste movesets, followed by removing characters. Then to go on and make a stupid choice to make the better version of the game, made only, again, I repeat, only for past gen. It's no wonder it became a sort of black sheep in the series for a very long time.